Corey Walker, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast. It's such an honor to have you here. Five-time bestseller, co-author for Instagram for Dummies and Instagram for Business for Dummies. Also really known for your amazing content on how-to guides for using Instagram to market your business, and also an owner for Marketing Specialist, a digital marketing agency in California, helping businesses grow and achieve success right around the world. Please tell me about yourself and what got you into Instagram.
So I've had my business, I just celebrated 19 years in business. So the Marketing Specialist started before digital. So I started with a lot of print, email, things like that. And then as, Twitter kind of started things off and Facebook. And so I started there. And I was working with a company and I was telling them, it was a healthcare company that I still work with. And I said, I think we should start doing some stuff on Facebook. And so I said, I think this might, be something. So we started doing some stuff on Facebook. And then as that grew, Instagram started coming up. And at first I just dabbled in it for my business and mostly for fun. And then I started using it a lot more for my business. And then I said, okay, well, it's working for me. I'm meeting a lot of people and getting connected. So I'm going to start bringing some of my clients on. And so then I just started getting more and more clients on. And I like to do kind of a hybrid Facebook, Instagram mashup because they work so well together within Meta.
Yes.
And it's easy to post to both at the same time and do ads to both. So a lot of people I do both. So that's kind of how I got started with Instagram.
Okay, interesting. And a lot of people, they tell me that, doing reels performs a lot better than regular posts. Is that true? And how do you create a reel? What is your best tips as an expert?
Sure. Well, okay. So your first question about reels and the algorithm, 100%. They do better than regular posts. It's not a myth.
Okay.
They do. And part of that is because Instagram is kind of known for stealing the best parts of other apps. So, Stories was originally from Snapchat and Reels are really from TikTok. And so they have been just kind of in a battle trying to win people over from TikTok or trying to, get those users. And so they really push that. The other thing is just short form video, which is, what a reel is considered, it's really popular now. I mean, every app has some kind of short form video. Even Pinterest has short form video.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, it's the way that we've all adapted to viewing content. We like these short snips of stuff, which unfortunately has made our brains like have the attention spans of goldfish.
Yeah, definitely.
But besides that part of it, so that's the real reason is that, they're constantly fighting against TikTok, and it's just become just a really popular way for people that like to consume content.
Yeah.
Now to make a reel, I made a reel just before I hopped on with you because I had seen some news that Instagram now allows you to put 20 audio tracks on a reel, which is a little absurd. Like, that's a lot of audio tracks.
Yes, that's a lot of audio.
I don't know why you do 20. But anyway, so I was sharing that breaking news and my thoughts on it.
Yes.
Reels are not hard to make. I like them because I can just do them really quickly. And if I have someone that's really intimidated about, speaking on camera and they feel like they don't want to do that, there's a lot of ways to do it where you're just doing B-roll. So for people that aren't familiar with that, it might be you're just filming the ocean and the waves coming in, and then you want to do some nice quote over it. I mean, that could be a reel. You can even get content from other places, just a short video that you can upload. So there's lots of ways to do reels simply.
Yeah.
And then there's lots of ways to do them really more complicated. I mean, some of the people that use them and are just true, content creators, that's what they do for their job. They'll use other things. They'll use CapCut. They'll use some other, tools to really make things crazy, like clone themselves or,
take it to the next level.
and things like that. But if you are a business owner, which is what I deal with a lot, is service providers and business owners, you can do reels pretty simply. And there's ways that you can do it where you just, batch your content out and say, okay, I'm going to talk about these 5 things. I'm going to do one reel that is going to be, a faceless reel. It's just my backyard or my cat doing something. I'm going to do one where I'm talking to the camera with a quick tip. And then I'm going to do one that's a full minute of me, explaining something. So
very interesting.
Definitely. They're not that hard, but people get intimidated by them.
Yeah, that makes it seem a lot easier. I'm more confident that I can create a reel a day, which actually comes for sure, right? That comes to my next question: is that how much should you post?
Yeah, that's always tricky. Everyone asks me that, and it depends on how consistent you can be. I mean, if you could do a reel a day, I would say that'd be awesome, and your account would start growing a lot more if you put in that time and energy. A lot of the business owners I work with don't have the bandwidth for that. So I would say if you can get in maybe, 3 reels a week, and then a couple other carousels. Carousels are the kind of number 2 thing in the algorithm that I think it really gets picked up. And the nice thing about carousels is, a lot of people don't know this, but say you post a 5-card carousel and then someone sees that first card, then the second time they see it, it's going to go to the next one automatically. So it's kind of like you're dripping this content out and they're seeing different things if someone's on, on your feed or on their feed a lot, and they'll see a lot. So anyway, I don't know if I explained that clearly.
Yeah, definitely. and it makes them curious. They want to see what's on the next slide, which is probably also good for the algorithm.
Yeah, well, and it is, because anytime someone takes an action on your account, it's telling the algorithm that they want more from you. So if you have, 5 cards, and say you're saying the 5 tips to do this, well, a lot of people want to see, well, what's the 5th tip?
Yes.
And kind of a sneaky little thing people will do is say, the 5th tip is my favorite,
Yeah,
so it's
definitely.
like, oh, well, I got to see what the 5th tip is, so anyway, so I suggest doing a few reels, a couple carousels, and then if you can get on stories, one of your stories could just be sharing your reel to the story, but then kind of building up that know, like, and trust factor and showing something about your life. It could be something really simple, like you were at your kid's soccer game, and just showing part of your life so that people know, okay, this isn't just some random bot that's creating this account. Like this person has a life, they have a family, they have a dog, whatever. So.
It's real. Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting. And my next question was actually like, what are the right ways of posting on Instagram in 2024? So yeah, you kind of summed that up for me right now with with Instagram Reels, carousels, and then putting something on your story every now and then. And then with your experience in Instagram, I know there's constantly updates and there's new AI tools. What are the new updates for 2024? I know you just mentioned one as we started the podcast, but are there any other updates we should be aware of?
Yeah, well, they are integrating some more AI. So their search function and on the Explore page now they have more AI there that will come up with other things that like you might search in for something and then it will come up with all sorts of other ideas that way. I haven't explored that as much. They have notes now, so I don't know if you've seen that in your DMs.
Yes.
Across the top. People can just write. It's not much territory at all, so they can just put like a little blurb out there. But I just got notes, so they rolled it out really slowly to me for some reason. But so I just started putting little notes out there, and I do get some responses. So I thought, no one's going to really pay attention to this, but I will put notes out there, and I'll get some feedback there. So that's one of the changes. They're always updating things in Reels. So they're adding, like I said, the more audio. Just this last year, they changed the whole way that you can edit the video. So it's a lot more like some of the more advanced tools like CapCut.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, so Reels has gotten pretty advanced. I mean, that's all I usually use to do my Reels. I don't put them in anything else, and you can do green screen, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It's very fun and quite complex. I actually work with Final Cut Pro and CapCut, and it's almost on par, which is scary.
I have a subscription to CapCut, and I'm thinking about just getting rid of it because I don't use it, and I'm much more of an on-the-fly kind of Reels person. So I just see something like, oh, that would be a great Reel. And so I just kind of pop on there. So it's nice having all the tools I need. And, like I said earlier, it was maybe 15 minutes before I was supposed to come on live with you. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to put together a quick Reel. And out it went. So.
Yeah, there's proof.
Yeah.
And then I have two more questions left. Second last question. How important is it for businesses to have Instagram as another social platform to post on?
I think it's important for most, but I will say it depends on your audience, So if your target audience is not on Instagram, then I'm not going to tell everybody you have to be on Instagram. I do have one client, and she is a tenant advisor. So what that means is if someone's going to look for office space and they're dealing with a landlord, she's somebody that goes in and helps them negotiate that. So she's big on LinkedIn, and she was thinking about Instagram, and she tested it out, and she's just like, I'm just not finding it working for me. Yeah. So I would really say before you invest in any platform, find out really where your target audience is. Instagram does have a very broad audience. It started off with, kind of teens and 20s, but just like Facebook has really aged up. Instagram is starting to age up more as well. So there's a lot of, professionals on there. If you're trying to reach a wide audience, you still have the teens on there, but you have people in their 60s and 70s on there. So it's really a wide age range, but knowing your target audience and where they live is really the number one factor.
Definitely. No, that's super valuable. And I feel like a lot of the younger generation has moved to Snapchat and TikTok. I've found Instagram to perform really well. And then my last one is more of like a statement than a question, just to finish off this podcast, to let the people know what you are busy with currently.
Well, I am currently in the midst of writing 4 more chapters for Instagram for Business for Dummies. So I have, my deadline is August 12th.
Oh, wow.
I got 4 more chapters to write.
No pressure.
So I'm busy with that. And then, just my client work kind of day to day. And I'm doing more podcast appearances because the book will be out I think around November. So I'm, getting out there doing that a lot more. It's summer here, so I'm trying to beat the heat, and I'm actually staying inside a lot more because it's been 100 degrees here.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Oh, that's exciting. That's really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with those ventures. I'm really excited to see the fifth book, if I'm correct.
Yes, the fifth.
Yeah, I'm really...
Instagram for Business for Dummies, third edition is the one that's coming out.
The third edition. Oh, well, Corey, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your valuable input. And yeah, good luck with your future ventures.
Thank you. You too.